And I give the floor to the representative of the Russian Federation.
Thank you, Mr. President. We wish to welcome the President of the International Residual Mechanism, Mr. Adjus, Prosecutor Bramertz. Today, on 11th December, one can take stock of the year that has elapsed. Unfortunately, the international community continues to haul the burden of a tribunal set up 1/4 of a century ago, now the new incarnation of the residual mechanism. What were futile were Security Council attempts to end this project, attempts both in 2010 and in 2014. The systematic defect of the ICTY lies in the following. It, which was created under a certain political context, has embraced the worst features of politically driven justice. Statistics and the content of the judgment starkly points to which side in the Balkan disputes was pointed to as deliberately pointed to as being the guilty party. Would you recall the cruel irony of those years regarding the prevalent at the time at the ICTY presumption of innocence? It was as follows. Each person shall be presumed to be innocent until that person is determined to be a Serb. The residual mechanism, alas, was bequeathed with a flawed legacy. Neither justice nor fairness drive the mechanism, but rather what is driving it is that same flawed matrix. During the reporting year, there was a review and a stiffening to the maximum extent of the judgment for the Serb, Radovan Karadzic, a prison sentence of 40 years for a 74-year-old person apparently appeared too lenient to the judges, and he received a life sentence. I would draw attention of the tribunal's leadership to the need to ensure that the accused, specifically Ratko Mladic, receive timely and appropriate medical assistance. Our hope is that he is receiving high-quality examinations and adequate treatment in the detention facilities of the mechanism. We remain ready to accommodate him for treatment in the Russian Federation. We urge the mechanism to strictly comply with the functions set out for it in its efforts on the Rwanda track as well. Sir, the next year has been set out by the leadership of the residual mechanism as a milestone, and that is indeed the case. We are awaiting conclusion of all cases in line with the reported timeline, and this also applies to the so-called contempt cases, which appear to have multiplied of late. In light of the forthcoming review by the Security Council of the activities of the residual mechanism, our hope is that 2020 will usher in meaningful progress towards closure of this structure. For our part, the Russian Federation stands ready to do everything possible to help to bring this about. Thank you.
I thank the representative of the Russian Federation for his statement.